Welcome to kindergarten. My name is Karen Moschler and I'm proud to be the elementary principal here at Meadowvale. First of all, I wanted to thank all of you that were able to make it to our Kinder Camp. Kinder Camp is a great opportunity not only for our students to get to know the school, but for our school, our teachers, to get to know the students. It also gives us a wonderful opportunity to be able to build much more balanced class lists when we get to know the children who will be coming to school. More than 95% of the students who will be coming to kindergarten were registered and attended Kinder Camp. So thank you for making this a priority. Throughout the video, I'm going to be sharing lots of information with you, hopefully to help you understand kind of what are those next steps and to make you feel more at ease as we get into the school year. We're now almost in that mid-August range, and so you'll start to see bus information come to you from Vision. This year it will come via Parent Portal, which is the tool that we use to get information to and from parents. It will not be coming out in a letter or an email. So as long as you've registered, you should be getting information about how to access Parent Portal. That's where you'll be getting the information about buses. You will also be getting information about food service and as well as your child's lunch number. It will be coming from the ISD 728 food service via snail mail, so be paying attention for that as well. On August 22nd, you will receive an email from Meadowvale via the campus messenger. That is an all-important letter that will give you your child's teacher name or class assignment. That is also Meet Your Bus Driver Day. So if your child will be riding a bus, when you look on Parent Portal, it will give you an approximate pickup time. If you head on out to your child's bus stop, you will be able to meet your bus driver on that day at approximately that time. That is a great experience for your child. And I would encourage you, if you can do that, to be able to meet your bus driver on August 22nd. August 29th is our open house. Please know that the doors do not open until 5:30, but we will be here, doors open from 5:30 until 7 p.m. This is an opportunity for your child to find their classroom, find their locker, put their supplies away, meet their individual teacher. You as parents can put money in the lunch account, or if your child is taking a daily medication, bring those to the health office. You can also turn in any last-minute registration materials, including your child's immunization records. It's also a great time to get any questions answered that you might have. So please put August 29th on your calendar if you haven't already, and we'll see you at Open House. Our first day of school is Tuesday, September 4th. Our school day hours are 9:15 until 3:45. Please know that students can certainly ride the bus, walk, or be dropped off by a parent on the first day of school. We do encourage parents on this day to come on in if you'd like, to come on into your child's classroom and kind of walk them to their classroom. You do not need a visitor badge on this day. Feel free to bring your camera, take a photo with your child's classroom teacher or by their locker. But on the second day, we're well into our routine already, and we encourage you to have your child ride the bus, walk, or be dropped off by you, whichever is going to be their normal mode of transportation on that second day. And this is the day we ask you to have your child walk from those main doors to their classroom. We'll have lots of adults around to help those students who might be unsure of where to go, as well as those that are maybe a little teary-eyed. So we encourage you that day to let your child go the way that they would normally go to and from school, and know that there's many adults here that will help to make sure your child is safe and ready for day 2. What are those other things that you need to get done? Well, certainly making sure that your child has the correct school supplies is important. And so in this email, we've given you the link to the Meadowvale school site where you can find the school supply list, and you can get out and do that shopping if you haven't done so already. Please ensure that your child has all the necessary registration information completed. I've highlighted just 3 items here that are super important. One is making sure we have a copy of your child's birth certificate. Another one is proof of your residency within the Meadowvale attendance zone as well as within the ISD 728 school district. Finally, and probably the most important, is to make sure that your child's immunizations are up to date, or you've turned in a conscientious objector form, and that we have information about one or the other of those 2 means. It is so important that we have those immunizations on file. In fact, it is Minnesota statute that students who do not have immunization records on file and up to date cannot be in school. It's one of the things I dislike the most about my job, but if your child does not have their immunizations up to date and or we do not have record of it, I have to send them home from school, and you'll be receiving a phone call, and then they cannot be back in school until we have a plan for ensuring that those immunizations are up to date. Please always make sure that all of your personal information is up to date in Parent Portal. Should you change a phone number or an email address, please make sure that you change those items in Parent Portal. We use that as our way to communicate with you, and we use that information, whatever is in there, as the way to contact you. Please ensure that your child has before or after school care plans. We have Adventure Club in our school. They're the before and after school program from 6 a.m. until school starts and from the end of the school day until 6 p.m. But you do need to be registered ahead of time, so make sure you've looked into that program on the school district website. We also ask that you complete the transportation form that will be requested in that August 22nd email. That helps us to know where your child's destination should be at the end of the school day. If they're going to be a walker, or if they're going to ride a bus, or if they're going to be picked up, or if they go to Adventure Club, we ask that you note that for us so that we are sure of where they should go on a regular basis. Please ensure that if your child is going to be eating lunch at school, that they have money in their lunch account. And I ask that you practice your child's lunch number using the keypad that we're going to be providing in this email. So you're going to get that lunch number from the food service, and then we ask that you practice it using the keypad. Just say print out a copy of that keypad. I encourage you to put it on your child's door, and it can be kind of maybe a secret code or access to get into their room. You can kind of make it fun. But the more that children can practice that number before they come to school, the easier the lunch process goes for both them and for the adults. The final thing I ask you to do in regards to lunch is, if your child is a dawdler, we ask that you practice eating a meal in 15 to 20 minutes. Just kind of set a timer, see how long that is, because we do have about that 15 to 20 minutes to eat lunch, which is enough time if you're not dawdling. So just a good idea to practice if you know you have a child who's a kind of a slower eater. Other things you need to know, I mentioned it already, but our school day is 9:15 to 3:45. Please know that attendance is super important. We know that research says that students who are in school on a very regular basis, don't miss a lot, are on time, are here the whole day, do much better. And I'll be sending out some information about that to all parents as we get into September. But it's important that your child is here and that they're on time. Even that first 5 minutes of the day is so important. It's the time that students settle. It's the time kindergartners gather in the front of the room for their morning meeting, for their information about kind of what the day is going to be like, and that can be really hard if you're not there for that part of the day. I've also included a link to let you know when is it appropriate to stay home? When do you need to be home? Certainly if children are ill, we don't want them in school spreading those germs, and those guidelines are there from our health office. Please, please, please call the attendance line if your child's going to be absent. We need that information. We need to know that they're safe, but maybe they're just ill. So make sure to let us know if your child is ill and will not be here. Otherwise, you will be receiving a phone call from the school. I would encourage you to look at and review the Meadowvale Student Handbook. Not only does it have information about the entire elementary school handbook across the district, but things specific to Meadowvale. So again, there's a link in the email. Please take the time to read that. We do have recess every day, and we spend most of our recess time outside, unless it is very, very, very cold or pouring rain. So make sure that you have your child appropriately dressed for the weather. Even in the fall here, it starts to get cool. Make sure they have a jacket. Then the other thing kindergarten teachers are asking, please have your children wear or have tennis shoes to change into daily, not only for Phys Ed, but also for recess time. It's really hard to play and sometimes unsafe to be running around and climbing in flip-flops. So making sure they have tennis shoes daily is much appreciated. And then there's school visits. There are times when you're able to volunteer or participate in some school activities, and we encourage parents to come in and do that and work that out with their child's classroom teacher. There's also times that parents come and have lunch with their child. And again, that's something you certainly can do, but I would at this point discourage that for the month of September, just letting your child get into the routine of school and lunch. and classmates and friends and all of those things. And sometimes that's easier to do if parents aren't in the room. And so we're just encouraging you to wait until October to start doing some of those lunchtime visits if that's going to be something that's in your plans. I already talked a little bit about this, but food service information, of course, there's going to be lunch and those free reduced forms will come, or you'll be directed to the website to find those and complete those if that is appropriate for your family. But also know that there is breakfast served every single day at school, and it is free to all kindergartners. No matter what your financial status is, breakfast is free to all kindergartners. That is served if your child rides a bus. They can get off the bus early. That is served at 8:55 to 9:15. Students who are walkers, then they typically come in at 9 o'clock. So 9 to 9:15 is breakfast time. Kindergarten teachers ask me to remind you to send a snack daily with your child. They do have snack every day, but it is not provided. You as a parent need to provide your individual child's snack. End of the day transportation, you'll fill out that form for us through the email on August 22nd, letting us know if your child is typically going to be a busser, a walker, parent pickup, or if they're going to Adventure Club. If you have changes to any of those normal routines, please let us know via a note, and then we encourage children to bring those notes to the office in the morning. If that doesn't work and there's a sudden change of plans, please call or email, but we really need to get that information before 2:45. When we're getting into that last hour of the day, it's really hard for us to ensure that we're going to get to every phone call and every email. So we need that information before 2:45 if you're making a change. And then when it comes to communication, just know we do lots of weekly updates, typically every Friday or on a weekend. An update will come to you from Meadowvale via Campus Messenger. So again, so important that information is up to date. Please also make sure that you read those emails from top to bottom. We share lots of information in them, as well as through Seesaw. You're going to be receiving information about how to log into Seesaw. Seesaw is the web presence for our classroom teachers. You will love the information that they share on Seesaw, but make sure you get access to that as soon as you get that information. And finally, of course, we still communicate via email and phone. What I say is please let us know if your child or you are having, if you have questions, if there's a problem. We want to know about things before they get big. So if you've got a quick question, don't hesitate to ask. If something is bothering your child, let us know. We certainly want your child's experience, your experience at Meadowvale to be a positive one, and want to be able to answer any questions that you have and help you with any struggles that you might be having as well. So with all of that, that was a lot of information. Please know we are so glad to have your family at Meadowvale. We welcome you. We're excited to be part of your child's education journey, and we'll see you at Open House.